I've had the vehicle running for about a good 8 minutes now, so I always like to let them run for a while before I take them for a road test. That way, the heat gets it heat soaks the suspension components to loosen them up a little bit, so that way I can feel out for looseness or squeaks or rattles. So that's why I let it run for so long. Plus, I like to see if it's going to overheat, because I typically only driving it for only like 10 or 15 minutes. But as far as it presents well, right? But just saw some minor cosmetic imperfections or blemishes. If I push onto the right bumper here, we can see where there's some scuff marks here, and then some here. It looks like they did a little bit of touch up, but nothing too significant. I mean, I'm standing here about 3 feet away. I can barely see it, only because I know it's there now. I checked did some paint metering. Let me grab that real quick. Okay, let's push back here a little bit. Let me turn this on. So obviously I can't paint meter the hood or the fenders because of the material, but I've already checked the doors. Didn't see any signs of that's 4.5 thousandths of an inch there, 4.5 thousandths of an inch there. Good. Okay, so looking really good. So here I'm just checking to see any signs of respray, hidden damage, or body filler, Bondo, whatever you want to call it. So that all looks good. So it looks like it's the original paint. I always like to check the roof as well, just in case. Okay, that all looks good. Okay, I already looked at the windshield. I tried the windshield wipers; those work, and the jets, they do operate. Also look for little rock chips, just a tiny one right there. Now that I cleaned the glass, I can see it. Just a little bit one right there, but nothing that really jumps out at you. Now the lines look good. Door to fender, fender to door, door to door, and door to quarter panel. Let's see if I can get in and get the brake pads here. Sometimes I can get a good angle. I'm going to try another one here, and for us to review later as well. Didn't see any. There's a little bit of a curb rash right here on this lip here. I look at the side walls here and don't see any gashes there. I also look at the DOT number to see when the tires were produced, and it looks like it was on the 47th week of 2016, so they were done last year. All right, towards the end. So mirror, I always check for scuff marks there. Look good. The glass, have it running. Looks fine. Didn't see any scratches or scuffs here. And let's push back here a little bit. And I always like to get like a little side angle. And you got plenty of photos too to back up this video. But I like to check for dings at different angles. Back of the rim, we can see the scratch marks here on the exterior spoke. No gashes on the sidewall. Tread looks pretty good there. And I believe these ones were, I saw the, okay, DOT, 10th week of 2015. All right, okay. So, okay, let's push back here a little bit more. Roof looks good, the glass looks good. Lenses, I check for cracks as well. Here we'll notice that this looks good here, the fit of the rear bumper cover. All right, let's push back a little bit. We do have some little nicks here. Looks like they touched that up, so looks like they did a good job. Sometimes there's just no way around that if you're going to use the vehicle, right? But here on the right rear, you can see where the bumper is out. So I've got you plenty of reference shots. On the left, what it should look like. As you can see, very little play. And here you can see where it's popped out. Okay, so be mindful of that. Check the fuel level area. It looks good. I look for nesting. Sometimes I saw it once, so I check all the time now. Rear rim looks good. Just a couple of scratches here on the outer lip. Tires look good, in good shape. Okay, let's get a little side view here. And I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but here on the right rear door, you can see where it's got some rash marks there. So there is that. Push back a little bit more. So that one, even from, I'm already at 10 feet and nothing. Seems like the further you get away, the more you can see it. All right. So we have that. Mirror looks good, nice and tight. Roof up here looks good. This side of the windshield, just a little rock chip there. Okay, I'm gonna push back here a little bit. Right front rim, a little bit of curb rash there. Okay, and let's see if I can get the brakes. All right, and actually, let me try the rears. We just need to get one to get an idea. So I can see it from here, so the brakes look pretty good. All right. So let's go around here, and then when I was in the engine compartment, I noticed some wiring that looked like it was aftermarket. So I'll point that out to you really quick for the headlights. All right, so engine compartment looks pretty good. I pulled the covers off so I can get some photos of that. Engine sounds really good. Fluid was low here. Coolant level was good. But this is what caught my attention when I started seeing this. I know BMW doesn't do something like this. So it looks like they may have done some like a headlight modification there, because on the right side you can see the setup here. All right, so you know about that. Okay, interior wise was pretty clean. Didn't see any scratches or scuffs. Or anything that really caught my attention. So everything looks good. I already checked the windows. I checked the mirrors. They all worked, and I checked the seats. What I checked for here is operation. Make sure everything works, of course, but if it makes any noise as well. Horn works. Steering as well. Let's see here. That all works. I already did the shifting. I already looked inside the compartments. Checked the seat belts, and I've already went through all the menus to make sure everything worked. Navigation, service indicator I checked already. And I've also paired my telephone to make sure that the Bluetooth is working. I also checked for pixels that are breaking up on the radio, and those look pretty good, so the car's in pretty good shape. I've also checked the sunroof, the shade, and everything else, and that seems to be working smooth. We go to the rear of the vehicle. Everything looks good. Shades are really common when they break on these, because if you don't know, some people will slam these things and they break, but these are working good. They're also very expensive to repair, so I made sure to check those. Rear climate control, operating, all the lights illuminated. Check the seats for any tears, scuffs, or rips. All looks good. The elasticity on the pockets is still good, and the headliner is clean, as well as the dome lights working. Here in the trunk area, okay, get that open here. I'm just kind of helping you along to move it along. But here are your M-style mats that you had asked about. So I verified those are here. As far as the key, the porter said there are 2 keys, even though I only have 1. But there's some markings on there that they go by reference, indicating there's 2. I'll do the electronic operation of the rear hatch. A little noisy when it hits, but it is lining up and locking up. Go ahead and shut down the video from here. Thanks.